Welcome back, guys. This is Gaming with Alston, and today we are on episode 61 of Pyramid City. What we're gonna do is we're gonna continue on. I just finished up with my Patreon account. So, if you want to support my content, support me, you can if you want to. The more followers I have, the more money I make, the easier it is for me to get the food I need to survive. Any money I have left over, I might think about using it to take a trip to California. I might take a trip to California someday. I might set up donation tiers. Once I reach 100,000 followers, once I reach 1,000 followers, I might think about doing a P.O. box. So you could send me fan mail if you'd like. What can you send me? What you're allowed to send me would be food as long as it's vegan or plant-based. Like, then explicitly says as long as the food ingredients does not list milk, fat, or dairy products or eggs, you should be good. Oreos are fine. I'm fine with Oreos because they are vegan. I love to eat Oreos sometimes. What you're not allowed to send me would be any of the Hostess products. Like, as long as the ingredients do not list anything related to dairy, eggs, or honey, or any insect products, you should be good to donate. You should be good to mail it to me. You should be good. You're okay to mail Oreos, as long... Like, you're okay to mail the sandwich cookies, but not the Oreo brownies because they very likely contain egg. And eggs are notoriously known for having a lot of cholesterol. Same thing with dairy. You shouldn't mail me... You shouldn't send me meat in the mail because I am a strict vegan. I'm probably... very likely I'm gonna stay vegan for the rest of my life. Not only for health reasons, but for ethical reasons too. Because of the suffering that farm animals have to go through. Like calves are torn away from their mothers in the dairy industry. The male calves, aka the bulls, the bull calf, is used in the veal industry. Whilst the female calves are still used by the dairy industry. When you buy milk, you're supporting the veal industry. Not just the cruel dairy industry, but also the veal industry. As the bull calves are sent to veal farms. The question is Tolsoon natty or not? Like, I already answered that. Next question. Is Arnold Schwarzenegger natty or not? The answer is no. He is not natty. How? The only way... How Arnold Schwarzenegger could win the bodybuilding competitions and beat Lou Ferrigno? Steroids. And he suffered a heart attack in his 50s as a result of his steroid use. Which is why... Which is why Arnold Schwarzenegger stopped taking steroids. I have a big tip for you. Do not take steroids. Yes, I am serious. You shouldn't take steroids at all. Because, you know, steroids cause health problems. Both Uzoma Obalor and Tristan Lee are natty. They're both natty. Blue Ferrigno, probably natty. For me, I'm gonna stay natty for the rest of for my whole life. Considering how Cholsun is really huge, he's probably on steroids. Based on the size of his shoulders, I think he's probably on shooting up synthol. I think he's probably shooting up synthol. Because look at the size of his shoulders. There are those people out there who take SARMs, too. The only way... And steroid use at a young age is not unheard of. Like that kid named... his nickname is Little Hercules. His father put him on steroids. Because that's the only way a 6-year-old could get into that kind of shape. Excuse me. I eat a lot of beans. Which is why sometimes you might hear me fart. Briefly. Like you could barely hear it. But that's okay. But that's okay. People who are really short or really skinny have an easier time filling out their frame, which means that even though they actually gained very little weight, or actually lost weight, it kind of looks like they gained a shit ton of muscle. Considering how tiny Tristan is compared to Uzoma Obalor, he's probably natty. In the off-season, Uzoma Obalor looks like a cloud. In the off-season. Which probably means he's natty. Whilst Cholsun, on the other hand, is definitely not natty. Because look at... the only way he'd get that huge is for him to be on steroids. That's the only way he'd be able to get that huge. I'm one of those guys who looks like I gained a shit ton of muscle, yet actually lost a lot of weight. If I bleached my hair blonde and gained a shit ton of muscle, I'd look like Goku. If I straightened my hair. And started hopping. And if I hopped on gear, I'd look like Goku in Ultra Super Saiyan. If I was to hop on gear. But if I shaved my head bald, yet maintained that thin but well-built physique, I'd look like Saitama from One Punch Man. I'd look like Saitama from One Punch Man. Whenever a bodybuilder is already on the police's radar, they're more likely to claim fake natty. Just to tell the police they don't take steroids, when in fact they are taking a shit ton of steroids. Yes, there are people out there who admit to taking SARMs. Comparing Tristan Lee to a bunch of women, he's actually a bit shorter than a lot of women. Even though he's a guy. So I think Tristan and Uzoma are both natural. Naturals tend to flatten out, whilst those on gear tend to get that thick look and body, even at competition, like Cholsoon. Yes, my goal is to become a bodybuilder. Kind of like Tristan Lee. And Uzoma Obalor. My goal is to be a vegan bodybuilder. It's been 18 years since... Believe it or not, it's been about 18 years since 9/11 in 2001. The day in which the World Trade Centers were smashed by a bunch of hijackers via airplane. Osama bin Laden was actually a real... When he was alive, he was extremely racist towards Jewish people. Both ethnic Jews and religious Jewish people. He wanted to create an Islamic caliphate around the world. believe it or not, it was actually the United States that financed Al-Qaeda. The United States government. They are pretty corrupt now. Some of it has to do with 9/11. Their contribution to 9/11. I don't just blame Al-Qaeda for 9/11. I also blame the US government, too. Yeah, I do favor democracy. Everyone should have the right to vote. If one person makes the decision, if one person within a population makes a decision, if it gets enough popular support, we should turn it into an election to where, if most of us say yes to that change, we should change that law. But most of us say no, we don't change it. That is called direct democracy. Which is what I'm in favor of. And that's how Switzerland works. One person makes a decision, as long as it gets enough popular support, it would go towards becoming a bill, then it goes into law. If most of the people approve of that change. Anyone can change the Constitution as long as it gets enough popular support. That's how direct democracy works. This is what we need. Because right now, America's descending into plutocracy. Which means, eventually, the wealthy people would try to enslave the proletarians. And restrict our free speech. The bourgeoisie would start repressing our free speech. As they would try to restrict all the freedoms strip the proletarians of their freedoms. And they would try to enslave the proletarians. America, under a bourgeoisie dictatorship, things are gonna get pretty bad. Like, if America goes under the bourgeoisie dictatorship, which it's ruled solely, which all the power is nested into the bourgeoisie, aka the super wealthy class. We're gonna see massive political repressions. Kind of like that of Stalinist Russia. Russia under Stalin. Or Germany under Hitler. What we need to do is we should let the proletarians rise up against the bourgeoisie and bring forth direct democracy. Around the world, not just in our country, but around the world. each country would, like, the president would actually be a council. Like, people would take turns being president. Like, it'd be a 6-month term. 3-month term. Like, it'd be under collective leadership. The council would change every 8 years or so. The council, the top 16 councilmen and women with the most votes would be the ones. Top 32 councilmen with the most and women with the most votes would be the ones being the collective leader. Like, they would still have the same political power as everyone else. That's what basically, I would compare capitalism. Capitalism today is a lot more comparable to slavery now. Because the truth is, most of the products, even the stuff we need in order to survive, are the result of slavery. It's pretty sad. Like, the goal is an international revolution. Civil liberties for the workers would... So basically, I'm a libcom. Freedom of religion would be preserved too. Because sometimes the bourgeoisie would try to violate our religious beliefs by forcing us to have short hair. Forcing the men to have short hair and short beards, or no beard at all. That goes against... That tends to violate freedom of religious belief, as Muslim men often grow their beards very long, in accordance to their religion. Forcing guys to have short beard, forcibly shaving off the beard of a Muslim is just cruel. It goes against their free will too. If they want to grow a beard, that's fine. It should be up to them. If they want to shave if they want to grow their beards out, that's fine. And how long you can grow your beard out is actually somewhat determined by your genetics, which is why some men cannot grow beards at all. If you want to shave your head completely bald, that's fine. If you want to grow it out, that's fine. It's up to you. Everyone should deserve a living wage. Because there are some people out there with it. My critique I have against trade unions is that we all have different physiological needs. It's more of a physiological... It's not about... like, the fact that... It's not about the fact that people should be paid based on their ability. It's that some people have a greater need to eat than others. There are some people out there who have a greater need to eat. If everyone was paid the same, it wouldn't be fair for those with a greater need to eat. Like, if we had trade unions. It wouldn't be fair for those with a greater need to eat. See, that's a problem with trade unions I have. Anyways, this should be it for this video. Don't forget to leave a like if you like this video. Dislike if you disliked it. Subscribe for more. And don't forget to share this with your friends on social media for more content like this. And as always, thank you for watching, stay tuned for more, and tschüss.